Jeanette Dion here. I forgot to light my candles. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. Let me adjust some things while I'm waiting for people to show up. How are you? Let me get some candles lit. I'm here. I'm here. We need candles. All right, light your white candles. Can't believe I almost forgot. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. It's Monday, February 10th. What's up? What's up, everybody? So here we are. And we're going to go through what's going on. We're going to hold each other up. I have my fake beer tonight. Very good fake beer, Athletic Brew. I really should get them to pay me to advertise for them. How are you? Uranus went direct. That's what I heard. You're open in your own country? Yeah, open it right where you are, Warren. Let me see. I'm just checking. Uranus went direct. I don't know. I just heard that, or it's going direct. I'm not an astrologer. I'll leave that up to Kathy Beal. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. I'm really grateful that you're here. It's Monday. It's really important to watch your candles. We are in for a bumpy February, but I've known that. I think I've kind of conveyed that to you all, right? This month is going to be challenging. Hey, Damon, haven't seen you in a while. This month is going to be challenging. And after that, and I have not done my predictions for 2025, and I know some of you have noticed that, but I will. I just feel like I have to get through these few weeks. And I may do the 2025 predictions in the very near future. There is so much at play. There are so many things right now that I honestly feel like this. That once we get our minds and our energies going in a good direction, we're going to shift this. We're shifting this. We absolutely are. When we fight, we win. I love that you can kind of see that. When we fight, we win. Sorry about the backwards camera. I have no idea how to fix that. So, breaking news that court orders are not being complied with. Are you surprised, Sandy? They're lawless. They're absolutely lawless. So, this is the month that we see what we're made of. This is a month that we learn how strong we are. This is a month that we learn that we can take more than we thought. We can take more stress than we thought. You see me with that thumbnail choice? Yeah, okay. You did catch that. There's a little bit of a history, a personal history in terms of how I feel about Super Bowl halftime shows. And I am very, very pleased. I did not watch the Super Bowl. I mentioned that I always watch the Super Bowl with my dad. My dad's on the other side right now. He probably would have been with me watching it, but I didn't want to watch it. I didn't have any desire to watch it, but it was striking to me. I had to go dig out my car because we had like 8 inches of snow. It didn't seem like that much from here, but I had to go dig out my car around, I don't know, 7. I had to go to where I had to park it and dig out my car. And the streets were just completely empty. It was like, the streets were just like, it was like a ghost town. I'm like, man, it's not even the Patriots. People really do get into the Super Bowl. I wasn't in the spirit to watch the Super Bowl because I couldn't think of anything more hypocritical than to hear them sing the national anthem, which I don't even know who sang the national anthem. But I just thought how terribly hypocritical it would feel in the light of the this ongoing attempt at a fascist takeover of our government that's in place right now. It's happening now. But I've had being a musician and being a songwriter and just seeing how impactful Super Bowl halftime shows can be, that's an amazing opportunity for an artist to have the biggest audience they're ever going to have. I mean, it's not just this country, it's the world. And I really ranted a lot about Super Bowl halftime shows that had no message. Oh, John Baptiste sang the anthem. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Where I was always coming from was that they just seemed to forego the opportunity to use that platform for really important social messages. And when I realized I'm not familiar with Kendrick Lamar because I don't listen to rap, and it's not a racist reason, and people just bashed me because I didn't like the halftime shows. I loved that halftime show at the Super Bowl. I'm going to watch it over and over and over again because from my point of view, that's what music and art is for. And I don't listen to rap music. I'm a songwriter. I love melodies. I love simple melodies. I love, it's just my preference. But that's what I have always wanted to see. And when you think back to Madonna, she had a halftime show. I'm trying to remember what the song was that she did on Madonna's halftime show. I remember Prince's halftime shows. I really remember Michael Jackson's halftime show. Watch it. I'm not going to tell you what it was about. I'm just going to tell you to watch it. Because it was really pro-unity. And these are my words. F this, what the hell's going on with people that are racist are just stupid, ugly people. It doesn't make any sense. It's never made any sense to me. It doesn't make sense to children. It's something that's taught. It's just stupid. When Bruce Springsteen did and I don't remember that. I have to go back and watch the previous Super Bowl shows. And I would play it for you from my phone, but I don't want to do that because YouTube will give me a copyright claim, I think. So I'm doing the Off the Ledge videos every day now. And yeah, I like when Kendrick said, turn off your TV. I loved that. Don't trust the government and turn off your TVs. It might be my most favorite halftime show of all time because of the times that we're in and because he used the opportunity for the moment that we're in. I mentioned this morning on my Off the Ledge video, which I encourage you to watch those every day because they really are to talk you off the ledge. He was asking America to stop being divided, Kendrick was. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what remember Michael Jackson's halftime show? It was Feed the World, it was We Are the World, it was about the children, it was like that. And no wonder Trump left early. He couldn't handle the light. The light was too bright for the loser. Unbelievable. But that was really the halftime show was like saying, this is where we really are. Right? This is where we really are. And I really am. I'm going to listen to it over and over. Because that's what we're doing here. We're getting the message out here on my channel that we need to stand up. We need to stand up. Oh, that's cool. There's lots of TikTok vids talking about the message, because there's a lot of hidden messages in there too. You can't stop expansion. You can't stop growth. You can't stop enlightenment. Yeah, the revolution gonna be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Yeah, thanks. As I was trying to think of that whole statement. Yeah, it's right out there with it. Even Alexa, when you say, Alexa, did Trump get booed last night? Alexa won't even say it. Yeah. So I didn't know Kendrick Lamar at all. I didn't. And now I do. I might buy his record. I'm going to pull 3 cards. So please check out Off the Ledge, because I did talk about it a little bit this morning. I know. Well, Amanda, what you're saying, yeah, true. It's a rap culture thing. I never really listened to rap music. It's just, it's not my thing. Like, certain kinds of music aren't my thing. But people, oh my gosh, the past few years, people have just like, what are you, racist? Because you didn't like the halftime show. It had nothing to do with that. Nothing. It was like, don't tell me I'm something that I'm not. So 3 cards to look at how that kind of moved the needle. You listen to off the ledge, off the edge. It's causing this nation to, it's causing us to look within as a nation. I'm reading on how that moved the needle. I have changed. Okay, so now what it's looking like, please hit the thumbs up while you're here. When we have 200, we'll do a group hug. Now what it looks like, I'm looking at the aftermath of that message of the halftime show. The people that are flying their you-know-who flags still are starting to look like a bunch of a-holes. Honestly. That's really what's going on. So it's like we're in a time of like clarifying where we are as a country and as a society, right? We're in this place where it's like, really? Are we going to be bowing at the altar of greed? Are we really going to keep doing that as a country? And it's like, really? Are you really going to just be racist? What are you back in the, like, I don't know, the Dark Ages? What are you back in the Jim Crow era? What, like, can you kind of move yourself up to the 21st century? So this is the shift that's happening. It's causing people to think about what's really going on here. Are we really a white supremacist nation? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't really know anybody who's racist. And I know maybe that's not the case for everybody, but I just don't know. I didn't grow up in a racist community, but I also didn't grow up in a community with a lot of black people. But I'll say this, in my high school graduating class, there were probably 2 black students, maybe 3, and one of them was voted most popular. So that's been my experience of my life. this is causing America to look at, are we really a racist nation? And we have been, but just like Germany is not a Nazi nation, right? We're supposed to be past this by now. So I do see a shift. And you can say we're a racist nation, but you can also say it's not like it used to be. Maybe in some really backwards, areas of the country, yeah. But in, I don't think it's even 30% racist. I really don't. We've largely matured, or we've largely become more enlightened as an American society. I'm making the case that we're not a racist nation like it used to be here in America. And I see that the MAGAs, I don't know what they're saying on social media. I don't care to know. I'm not here to give you I'm not here to give you a conversation that's saying that we're not a race. I'm not here to give you a conversation that there's no racism here. Okay? This is where I got into trouble before, because I said I didn't like the halftime shows the past, not last year was okay, but the past years before that, I didn't like the show because it didn't have a message that was, well, at least that I could see. When the Galactic Federation comes a knocking, we will just be human. Yeah. Okay? Yeah, DEI, it's not the new N-word. It's not. What I'm making a case for, we're not going backwards. I'm making the case for it's actually less. And I'm actually making the case for... No, 200 and we'll do a group hug. I'm making the case for it's less than it used to be, and humans are evolving. And what the dark side is doing is it's attempting to lie to us and show us that we're not evolving. Yes, you know what I mean, right? I'm not going to get into a big argument about whether we're racist or not. I'm just saying it's less than it was, and we're moving in a better direction. But what the MAGAs want you to do, what the orange Satan wants you to do, what Elon, who wants apartheid in this country, what they want you to believe is that we are that, and we're not. I have a turning in. This is a soul searching, Joe Biden would say this is a battle for the soul of America. This is a soul searching time. And, I have to say that after Church of Spirituality yesterday, after I do Church of Spirituality at 1 p.m. Eastern Time every single Sunday here, and please watch, I turn on Agape, which is Michael Beckwith, and he's got a Agape church. It's in LA. It's mostly a black church. I love his message. The music's great. The community's great. And much to my pleasure, yesterday, Michael Beckwith's sermon had to do with, we're not doing this white supremacy thing. And I thought it was great. Thank you, Sandy. You liked the sermon yesterday? Great. Please share that. So let's take a look at the muskrat. Let's take a look at the muskrat. I know that I don't really detect any racism in this room, in this chat. I don't think people that are racist would be in my chat, right? There's way more of us than there are of them. Let's don't ever believe that crap. I love that at the end he said to turn off the TV. I just love that. We're pulling 3 cards on Elon. Yeah, we're good people, and most people are good. No, no, they're not. It's not who we are, and that's what's becoming very clear. I'm choosing 3 cards about Elon in general. There are more good-hearted people than not. And I always think about that line in the Diary of Anne Frank, and I brought it up before, that she said in her book, The Diary of Anne Frank, she wrote, the Holocaust going on, all that, she said, I still believe that people are good. You think people are just misinformed? No. I disagree. People that are racist are hateful. When I'm looking at Elon, I feel like, well, the High Priestess is, he's hiding secrets, but they're coming out. They're coming out. I feel like there are people around, the muskrat, we'll say. There are people around the muskrat that are gonna out him. There are people around the muskrat. Do you like muskrat, or do we need a different name? That are going to out him. I'm not sure why, but it feels like for the betterment of the entire world. Now, didn't he date Amber Heard? King ketamine, right? And here's the King of Cups here. He definitely has an addiction problem. This also has to do with the muskrat's relationship with the Vlad. Yeah, we have a big full moon coming up on Wednesday. I'm picking up as do you have another name for him instead of muskrat? He has a human problem. Yeah. I really strongly get that people are talking that he didn't expect would talk. Elonia, I don't think I really have the right name for him. You know, because I guess we have to speak in code here. Felon. Well, that's kind of reserved for the orange monster. Why couldn't the sailors... Let's do a dad joke. Why couldn't the sailors play card games? Because the captain was standing on the deck. I like it. Bum. You get a bell. It's a loud bell. Amber Heard. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing it out there because I feel like there's somebody who was with Elon in the past who just wants to take him down. So I'm throwing out the name Amber Heard. Remember, she was in court with Johnny Depp. That was a real ugly kind of. That was awful. That was just all around. That was an awful thing. I feel like she's gonna talk about him. I see some interesting. Oh, Grimes. No, is it Grimes? What? I'm totally getting her name wrong. What's her name? It wasn't Amber Heard. Some woman that was with Elon in the past is going to. Okay, the one who has a child by Elon. What's her last name? Amber Heard. I have it right. I'm just saying that I feel like she's gonna out him. I feel like she has some dirt on him. I'm getting yes, and she's okay. Does she have a vendetta against him? Yes. And who's Grimes? What's her first name? Is it Amber Grimes also? Let me ask you if it's the one with the child. That will help. Is it the one with the child? No, it's not the one with the child. I'm just getting the names mixed up. Is it one without a child by him? Okay, so I'm getting that it's somebody without a child. By him, anyway. Okay. I don't really know these, the movie stars. Only the really, really famous ones. Okay, I'm going to go to this deck. And I'm actually going to pull 3 cards about... Yeah, it's one of the women he's been with. And it doesn't look like she has... I'm not kidding that she has a child. I'm reading on Kamala Harris. They both have kids by him, though. It's somebody from... Is there somebody with a child? Yes, I'm confusing the pendulum. Musk has too many spawn, I know. I'm actually pulling 3 cards about Kamala Harris and what she's doing right now, what's going on with her right now. These cards just flip themselves over. When we have 200 thumbs up, we're going to do a group hug. Read the dad joke. It's kind of long for me to read the dad joke and read the cards at the same time. It's a bit cumbersome. I'm pulling cards about Kamala. And I want to tell you that it feels like Kamala is doing A-okay. Thank you, Zircon. I could certainly use some readings. I feel like Kamala has recovered from being pummeled by having the election stolen from her. And I feel like things are becoming a bit more clear. Because I also have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. There are good things coming to Kamala Harris. There are young people that are helping. I'm picking up on younger people, the younger generation coming up with something to do with Elon. Now, I'm wondering if this is the people, those kids that were working to hack the treasury. Well, that would make sense, because if they're in trouble, they might sing. The Tesla tyrant? Kind of like that. He's just got so much L's. Elonia? I'll just call him the muskrat for now, till we come up with a better nickname. I'm picking up... Wow, so that's 2... Yeah, that's not only an ex of his, but also the young people that are working with him with the hacking. Are they also gonna out him? Yeah, I feel like they're gonna get in trouble. They are in trouble. Don't think we don't have a judicial system, because we do. Don't think we don't have law enforcement, because we do. I mean, let's get over this, like, stop watching television, right? Let's get over this idea that we're doomed and nobody's protecting us. The young men that Elon conned into hacking, they're gonna say something. Oh, come on, don't be saying we're gonna attack Canada. That's just what a ridiculous thought. I know, there's a lot of ridiculousness, but we are not going to invade Canada. That's just not happening. It's just not. Just erase that. We are still the United States of America. I mean, we're not Russia, and, you know, I feel for the Russian people. I really, really, really do. I think about the Russian people all the time. Okay. Are the guys that Elon hired going to out him? Yes, I get that they will. Brian's saying that this is all going to be over really soon. We're going to go through some bump. It's going to be a bumpy road, February is. And we will read on the energy of Wednesday, which is a very powerful full moon in the sign of Leo. It's called the quickening moon. Trudeau was caught in a hot mic saying something about anything in particular. No maple syrup for you. That's good. I like that. No maple syrup for you. Oh my gosh. Pretty funny. Oh, we're past 200 thumbs up. We're going to... The end of this madness is near. Yeah, we're going to get through this. We're going to do a group hug. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're not going to attack Canada. That's just so crazy. I do want to ask this. And we're going to do a group hug in a moment. And you can still hit the thumbs up. It's just that we need a 200 quota of thumbs up to do a group hug. That's just my rule. Wildflower Wind is eating maple syrup right now. I'm going to ask a different question. So in the middle of... Read what Damon said about maple syrup on Trudeau. I can't repeat that. I'm trying to be decent. And you're cracking me up over here. I'm like turning red. It's funny. Let's see. In the middle of like, no, it was right before the Super Bowl. The orange bozo was sitting there at some kind of a press conference. Thank you for the compliment. Thinking like he's so important. I mean, this. We need to get rid of this guy. It's really it's beyond the pale. It's bad. I don't know if any of you saw this, but I think he was on an airplane. He was going to the Super Bowl, right? Wasting all that money going to the Super Bowl when they cut off U.S. aid. This is just, it's horrible. I'm gonna sign this, I don't know, executive order, and we're gonna call the Gulf of Mexico, we're gonna call it the Gulf of America. Ooh, big man. Oh, big man. Can we just make fun of him? If you guys want to make fun of the orange bozo for the rest of the show, be my guest. Sharpie Prez. Yeah. Are we really going to change all the maps to the Gulf of America? No. 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 We can't fight Canada because Canadians play hockey and they know how to fight. I like that. That's true. No, we're not going to be calling it the Gulf of America. Sorry, it ain't happening. Denmark changed it to the Gulf of Denmark. Good for them. I love those names. We do have to laugh. Now, you like Muskrat for Musk's name? Okay. People are boycotting Coke even in Mexico. We're in for a bumpy ride, but we're going to make it through this. Okay? Canada's planning a war against us. No, they're not. Come on. Let's not start rumors. Canada's not planning to attack the United States. I mean, of course they're military when the person who's like supposed to be the president, who really isn't, says such stupid things. Of course, because the military is always ready. Invade the U.S. with snowstorms, right? Let's do a group hug, and let's make the group hug that racism is not like. Let's do a group hug that the Super Bowl show and other situations shift this country to being really clear about who we really are. Do you understand what I'm saying, Amanda, about Trudeau saying, you know, they're just talking about defending themselves against anything. Also, let's do a group hug that this insanity ends because we collectively come together and we end it. Okay? Food fight. And Canada means even more to you after watching Letterkenny. And all the people that are struggling. And let's just do a group hug that this madness ends because we end it. 1, 2, 3. And for all the people that are suffering from depression. As we're doing this hug, see us ending this administration, this illegitimate administration, ending it as a collective. We're doing it together. All right. Very good. Thank you for the group hug. I have tea leaves tonight. If my videos off the ledge are helping you, please share them. Please share them. I posted today that with all that I've done to help save democracy, I still feel like I haven't done enough. If anyone can help me with that. I'm going to pull 3 cards asking about the American people. But before I do that, I'm going to pull a fairy card. Our fairy fae card to guide us today. Let's do that. It's the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, good group hug. Thanks. The wild god. Go to the woods, to the moss, to mud, to magic. Okay, this is really speaking to, we're in the muck. I don't know how many of you know this, but you know how the lotus flower is a sign of yoga? Like a peaceful lotus flower? Probably a lot of you know this. In order for the lotus flower to get that beautiful, it really is a beautiful flower, it has to be in the muckiest of mucky of disgusting muck, okay? So that's what this is saying. The wild god. I just told you it was going to be a bumpy ride. Go to the woods, to the moss, to mud, to magic. And we're in that time right now. Right? Expand your eggs by adding milk. Yes. From the muck, beautiful things can happen. Somebody's putting in the chat how to stretch your eggs. I told you guys the eggs were going to be $12, and lo and behold, I think in California, eggs are $12 a dozen. I don't need eggs. Like, yeah, the lotus flower story, isn't that beautiful? Let's pull 3 cards about, wait, I was going to pull 3 cards about something else, and then I forgot, so just tell me if you remember. Please book a reading, psychicandetdion.com. All right, I'm going to pull 3 cards about how this country is going to do, wait, let's first ask this. Did the tariffs kick in? Did the tariffs kick in? Have the tariffs kicked in? I get a no on that. The tariffs haven't kicked in. All right. Are they going to? No. 30, oh, there's a 30-day delay. Oh, well, this is, like, we know this game. We know this game really well. And this is how this game goes. Oh, there's a crisis. Oh, look how expensive everything. This is the Orange Bozo way, right? It's the Orange Bozo way. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, everything's so high. And then the Orange Bozo comes in and he pretends to be the rescuer, right? And that's how he's conned people. Don the Con has conned people into believing that he's some kind of hero. Let's remember for a second that when he was on The Apprentice, he got that gig having that reality show when he was in dire straits. He was bankrupt. He had nothing. Unbelievable. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards about America in the face of what the Orange Bozo is doing. And just like, I mean, MAGA and all this just like amalgam of Americans as a collective. I'm not getting tariffs are going to kick in. And also yesterday I got a really strong feeling that there's some MAGA Republicans in our Congress that are absolutely freaking out. That are absolutely terrified. And I'm not really sure what they're terrified about. Yes, kindly tap the like button. Snake oil is real cheap right now. You guys are funny. Yeah. So the loser is not doing anything he said he would. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling 3 cards about America. Thank you, Teresa, for being a member. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to all the wrenches. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you very much. All right, 3 cards. When I get the Empress and the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is coming up quite a bit tonight. I'm feeling really important, the Ace of Cups. And the Empress has meant America to me. America in all her glory. When it's at its best. Jamie Raskin said, let's do a class action suit and all Americans versus Elon Musk. I love that idea. Is that going to happen? I love that idea. Is that going to... Americans would be all in. Now, thank you, Maria. Appreciate it. We're in... The other night when I was reading on Friday, I kept on getting 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. So we're in this little interim time. Remember I was talking about being in limbo? Things just kind of, they're kind of moving now. They're not so in limbo. But I'm reading on the American people, and I'm actually seeing I'm actually seeing MAGA piping down. They don't even know what they stand for anymore. And the Ace of Cups. Last week I told you that I felt like we were going to hear more people talking about Kamala Harris again. The pot is simmering. Who released a video? And the 2 of Wands, it's in play. I mean, the American people kind of becoming more unified. That's in play. That's... How many times have I told you that the download that I got after the election was, we needed it to go in this direction? I know we hate it. It's awful. But from a bigger perspective, we're not going to be... Thank you, Teresa. You all are being so generous tonight. I appreciate it. Talking about Kamala, like, oh, remember Kamala? Remember Kamala? Oh, yeah, what about Kamala? Well, Elon says he cheats on things and all that. I said that I really feel like that we need to all be on the same page, or at least a little bit more on the same page to reach a tipping point there, like the 100th monkey. Do you all know that? You all know that story? Maybe I'll read it to you some night. People will have had enough, and that includes the MAGAs. And after the election, the way that it went caused the MAGAs to just kind of calm down because they got what they wanted. And now that they got what they wanted, they're ruining it for everyone. Now they can't point at the Democrats. And so eventually we're going to all feel the same way. And I'm generalizing, just like I was generalizing when I said we're moving away from racism. I'm sorry. It's just like people didn't understand what I was saying. I didn't say that it didn't exist. But we're going to more and more, I'm reading the energy, right? More like a barrel of monkeys, yeah. Read The 100th Monkey if you can find that book. It's definitely out of print, but you can find it on thrift books. So I'm feeling a move of the American people into more of being on the same page. And that's what we need. Energetically, that's what we need. Because all thoughts are creative. Speaking of Kamala, since I mentioned her, the mugs are on sale. I shipped some out today. This one has like coffee on it, but I shipped one out today. Don't think that they're like, I used this one. That's why it has smudges on it. This will be your favorite mug. I promise. People will be talking about Kamala in a very positive way. Look at the comparison, right? You love your mug? You got your mug? PsychicAndetDion.com if you want to order your mug. I'll be going to the post office again tomorrow. If you ordered from Canada or the UK, it's going to take a little while, but I'm finding out how much the postage is, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. I have to fill out forms and everything. That's fine. You guys are worth it. But you want your mug, because it's a great mug. All right, well, this is interesting. Now, I want to tell you, too, well, I was saying that the MAGA Republicans in Congress, I don't really know what it is that's making them so terrified, but I'm really, maybe I need to read on that. Let's read the Witch's Tarot. Yesterday, I really, yeah, awesomeness, order a mug. Got the strong feeling, like the same feeling. I was talking to Kathy Beal about this too, because we were chatting about what we were picking up on. Much like January 6th when they all went, oh my, like when they were running away from the insurrectionists, from the crazy people on January 6th. That, like, oh my God, we didn't do that, like that. Yeah, look up The 100th Monkey. I see that you're talking about that. It is a book. I'll show it to you next time. So what's going on with that? My sense is that they're scared of what Putin will do, and they're indebted to the Kremlin in some way, and they're not sure it's going to go so well. Are you following me? I know I jump all over the place, but this is what... Am I picking up on the fear of those who basically sold their soul to Putin? Is that what it is? Not totally. It's not exactly that. Okay. Is it that these MAGA Republicans are... I hate to even use the word Republican. Will Melania be deported? I'm not picking that up. Oh, you mean Elon? Are they just afraid that they're going to be terribly unpopular? That's not all that it is. Wow. So what I'm asking is, because I'm picking up this strong kind of terrified energy from some of the MAGA Republicans. What is it about? Are they worried that people will hate them? Yeah, that's part of it. But it feels a little bit more intense than that. Is it because they're afraid that they'll be found out? They're afraid that they're afraid. Oh yeah, that's really strong. It's not the death threats. It's not, because I'm talking about the MAGA Republicans, and let's face it, it's MAGA that issues death threats. Nope, that's not what I'm picking up on. I'm asking about this freak out, terrified energy that I'm getting. This is like, the reason I'm comparing it to January 6th is because a lot of them planned January 6th. Remember when Liz Cheney she said she was so mad because Jim Jordan was like saying, oh, let me help you down the stairs when they're running away from the insurrectionists, and she's like, don't, she uses a swear word, and you did this. They're afraid they're going to be found out. They're afraid of investigations that are happening. That's what I'm getting. They're afraid of being revealed. Yeah, they are. Now, I'm going to pull 3 cards about Elon getting caught. And I'll tell you a couple inspiring things while I'm shuffling. I found finally got out for a nice walk today. It's been so, like, bad weather and brutally cold and brutally windy, but today was pretty nice. And so I was walking. I meant to go back and take a picture, but I didn't have time. So I was walking, right, and I saw this image on the ground because there was a little snow that was melting. There was a little water, and I saw this image on the ground, and I'm telling you, I wish I could have taken a picture. And it looked exactly like a profile of Ben Franklin's head. I'm not kidding. And I went, that's Ben Franklin's head. It looked exactly like Ben Franklin's head on my walk. And when I'm walking, I'm always thinking about what's going on in this country, what's going to happen and all this. And it reminded me of back in 2018, 2019, whenever it was that the Orange Bozo was, it was his first impeachment, I believe. And it reminded me, seeing that Ben Franklin, profile image on the ground, just like the snow had melted and it was just like a water spot. Reminded me of, it was a February, might have been 2018, 2019, when I was really worried about our country. And I'm walking outside and I see, at that moment, when I was asking some kind of a question about what's going to happen to America, a bald eagle flew over my head. And I went, I didn't know bald eagles were in Massachusetts. So I really want you to feel encouraged. I want you to feel encouraged, because if you really tune into your guides, if you really ask them to send you signs and to send you messages, they'll send them. And you remember that, Amanda, when I talked about the bald eagle came out of nowhere, and I was looking, I was like, what is that bird with a white head? I've never seen a bird like that. And it was when I was worried because the loser was in office and he was about to be impeached, and so tune in and you'll see the signs. But I'll tell you what's going to blind you, make you deaf and mute and blind to the signs. This is what will make you not be able to feel what's really going on, is when you're watching mainstream media. Oh, the Eagles winning last night. Yes, thank you. I did think of that. Over the Chiefs, like, how they call the POTUS, or the commander-in-chief, and he thought the Chiefs would win, and he thought Mahomes was all, MAGA, and I heard that, the quarterback for the Chiefs, I heard that his wife doesn't like the loser anymore, right? You're thinking of Ben Franklin this morning? Interesting. So, listen to Kendrick Lamar. I mean, turn off the TV. Just turn it off. Amanda's saying, on election day there was an eagle in your cat's food bowl. That's great. Read your cat's food if you have a cat or a dog. I have tea leaves. I almost forgot. We're going to get to that. So in the insanity, in the midst of all this insanity, you can actually find your happy place. Remember I was talking about get into your bliss bubble? As a Native American, eagle is a messenger. Yeah, definitely. It's a beautiful, beautiful bird. Get into your bliss bubble. And if you're not in your bliss bubble, protect our democracy. If you're not in your bliss bubble, then get in your bliss bubble. Just think about things that make you happy, because it raises the energy. And for many, many people need to not be watching the news. You really have to be, I don't want to say dumb, but you have to be like Teflon if you're going to watch mainstream media. And then the news isn't real anyway. I have tea leaves, but I was going to read on one more thing. I don't know what it was. But I want to tell you something else that I got for a download. So the MAGA Republicans that are really just fascists, the MAGA fascists in Congress are terrified. They are terrified. You're not going to get deported, don't worry, but definitely pray for the people that are MAGA. I mean, that are too many topics. Pray for everybody. So this whole United States Treasury thing, yesterday afternoon, I was just kind of thinking about that whole thing, and I don't feel like they were able to steal all our information. I feel like there was a safeguard. So calm down about that. I really know, I psychically know that Joe Biden put safeguards in place. I psychically know that there are too many people that were on to Elon and that were on to, the Putin connection, and that were on to all this nefariousness. They knew exactly what was most likely to happen. So when Biden was sitting with the orange Satan after the election that he stole again with Putin's help, and Biden was sitting there just acting like everything was just hunky-dory and fine, it's because they have put safeguards in place. You won't hear that from anybody but a psychic. So everybody calm your little jets and stop worrying. And just understand that it's our responsibility to reel ourselves in, because it hurts the collective energy. What you saw at the Super Bowl and the halftime show is the energy we need to be in. I am so excited about seeing that. I'm so excited about any show of, excuse me, but middle finger, you know what I'm saying? To that hatred. Thomas makes everything better. Thomas, I wish I could tip you. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the fate of Elon. Oh, Biden said today, keep the faith. Yes. I mean, I really know. His energy was not like, oh my God, America's going to... No, but he knew we'd be going through some stuff. And that we were going to make it through. And we need to show what we're made of, because it wasn't up to Biden to save our country. It's up to us. It's a democracy. And when you start saying, oh no, it's all, check your faith, because we will make it through this. There are safeguards in place. There was a little clip I want to mention, though, that I saw of when Biden was in office towards the end, might have been November. He and Jill got off Air Force One. They were walking across the lawn. And I could tell that Jill Biden was pretty upset about what kind of meeting they had just come from, because I think that Jill Biden knew that America was going to have to go through this, time of tumult, and I think it really bothered her. We're going to be okay. So, I did look up the halftime show with subtitles. Yep. Okay. So as far as the muskrat, the 8 of Swords, this is a prison card. This is him being held accountable. This is the Queen of Cups. Don't think for 1 second that Kamala doesn't know what's happening, and the 2 of Wands is coming up again. Things are, they're not in limbo as much as they're just in process. They're in process. Things are in process. Elon is getting, I'm reading on Elon, but I keep on seeing Kamala because he rigged the whole thing so that Kamala wouldn't win. And she knows. But they have to do this in a particular way. All the investigations, the international investigations, they have to be done in a particular way. I've been talking about that a lot. They have to Time it just exactly right. Let's look at some tea leaves. Before we do that, I just want to remind you, every day I'm doing a 13-minute video called Off the Ledge. That's to get people to stop freaking out. Because we got to be grounded. We want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. We're part of the problem when we're worrying and freaking out like our hair's on fire. Okay? Let's read some tea leaves. Please watch Church of Spirituality because it will lift you up. It honestly will. And please share. My Substack, I did do... Yesterday my head was very busy. I wrote a Substack yesterday. Go to Annette's Substack. I'll share it again on my community post. And we're going to read tea leaves. And I could really use some readings, and I could really use people donating just so I can stay afloat. That's all. I mean,